If you're feeling lonely, I need you to listen to this because no one is coming to save you, and it is only in you that can save yourself. And you have to do this for yourself. I can choose to use a sympathetic tone and go like, I feel sorry that you're there, but I'm not gonna do that. You know why? Because the minute you start feeling sorry for yourself, and the minute you allow others to feel sorry for yourself, you'll start placing yourself in the illusions of comforts that will not let you progress. This will make you feel stuck in the same situation, creating biases that you are to be felt sorry for. But women, you know what? You're not to be felt sorry for because you're not in that situation. Any situation that is presented to you is just a learning curve, and it's always serving you to push you to your highest limits. Of course, you have to feel acceptance for yourself. Of course, you have to feel compassionate for yourself. But to feel sympathetic and feel sorry for yourself is the last thing you want to do for yourself. Exactly a year back from today, I was in a place where I was completely feeling lonely, completely feeling exhaustion, and this was like a place where there is no clarity because I'm feeling so exhausted, not just physically but emotionally. I had hard time falling asleep in the night and felt anxious waking up in the morning, just thinking how I would pass my entire day and get through it. That feeling was so unbearable, but trust me, it was worth it. It was worth it, and it showed me where I was meant to go, what I was meant to do, and who I was meant to be. It was so strange at the time when this happened because I had a stable, fulfilling career in my hand. I had an emotionally supportive friend group. Everything just seemed so perfect, but I felt so lonely. I realized that loneliness is just not the absence of people, it's the absence of connection. And sometimes, true connection you're missing is the connection with yourself. You always feel like you need something to prove your worth, you need someone to validate you, to make you feel accepted, to fill the gap in your life, to make you feel loved. But nothing else will feel satisfying or complete to you unless you have your foundation strong enough, and the foundation where you meet yourself. The foundation where you are so self aware that you exactly know what you want, what you do, what you accept, what you tolerate. This phase of feeling loneliness and the heaviness in your chest is an invitation to meet the version of you that you've been avoiding your own life because you have been busy performing acts for others and putting up with their shit. To sit with your thought without any distraction and to learn that just your presence is truly enough, and it's the most soul satisfying thing that you can do for yourself. I can guarantee you, whatever it is you're going through right now, whatever sinking feelings you are having right now, the emotions that make you feel so unbearable and you can't do one more day, is just the phase that is literally a divine blessing, the one most powerful, impactful, profound, and most nourishing phase of your entire lifeline. The phase where you finally meet the version of you that you've been longing to understand. The unbothered, detached self who's not bending backwards to satisfy everyone else's needs, but who knows her worth and seeks comfort in her alignment and her vision. Because this phase is going to teach you that you don't have to look or find for love or connection outside, because that is something you have to develop for within you for yourself. Because this phase is going to teach you that you are the love of your life. The one who's always been there for you is you. And this phase is just bringing you back home to yourself. Let's get started because I want you to help you make this mindset shift that whatever is presented to you in life is just propelling you for your greater good. The universe is always working in your favor, and there is absolutely no way you have to feel sorry for yourself, but how you can change any circumstance to your best advantage to meet your best version. Let's start here. I literally need you to lay back, relax, and breathe, and know that whatever you're going through, everyone has gone through this. Like, there is no single person who has not gone through the phase of loneliness. There is also so much compassion and liberating feeling that comes once you know there are literally thousands of people who've been through what you're going through and they've made it. They've made it in life, and you're not the only one that's going through what you're going through right now. I don't want you to fight the feeling. I don't want you to pretend like you're doing okay. I don't want you to sugarcoat or put a mask on your face. I don't want you to manipulate your genuine feelings and conditions into feeling better. I just need you to accept where you are right now and try to build awareness around it. and how to use this to your advantage. Right now, I just need you to sit with me and listen. This moment right here is where most of us give up. Giving up is easy because our mind literally tricks you into believing that you are no longer further capable of doing anything because it's going to be risky. Because your emotional state is already in minus, your mind doesn't let you push or propel you to even try. But you here, we are going to try something different. We are not letting another intrusive thought overwhelm us and trick us into believing that that is true and that might happen. Because trust me, that's not going to happen. That's just your mind's natural trick to play on you to just keep you feeling safe and protected. I want you to observe. I want you to observe what thoughts are running back and forth in your mind constantly and what feelings are these emotions evoking inside your body. Because awareness and acceptance are something that's so hard to do when you're in this state. But when you first start here, you can literally start controlling how your mind thinks rather than your mind controlling you. I can tell you one thing, no amount of different exposures is going to make you feel like life again, but the art of self awareness. Do you know why this phase feels so unbearable? Because you are shifting. Your older version, your old self, the one that tolerated bullshits and the one that was craving for validation and acceptance, that is dying. And I know the transformation is painful, it's uncomfortable, but it is necessary. It is going to strip away anything that is fake, remove anything that does not align with your divine blessing, and delete everything that's not going to serve you from your life. You're looking around and feeling like everyone else has a life, everyone else has someone, but you don't. Your friends are maybe out partying and you're on the phone in your room scrolling and looking at them. People you cared seem to have moved on without even second consideration or a second thought, and that makes you feel betrayed. You might feel invisible, like no one truly sees you or understands you. These are the exact feelings that keep you stuck with the old pattern, habits, and behaviors of yourself. These are the exact feelings that's not letting you embody your higher version. This is the exact feeling that makes you run back to people that are toxic for you and no longer deserve access to you. You have to realize that feeling lonely is not a punishment. It is literally the divine blessing to bridge the gap between your older self that's dying to meet your higher embodied new version. Right now, your mind may be feeding you stories like, no one cares about me, no one truly sees me or understands me, no one loves me, or I'm falling behind in life. And the worst part is you actually sit there and believe these thoughts are true. I need you to stop taking every thought that passes through your mind as facts. You are not your thoughts and you are what you choose to think. A human mind goes to about 60,000 thoughts in a single day. You do not absolutely have any control of what thoughts that come to your mind. But the minute you put your entire life force and capacity to engage in one particular thought is when you begin the process of thinking. Next time you catch yourself overthinking, try to create something positive into your environment rather than creating illusions in your mind. Because your mind feeds on thoughts that feel scary because it wants to keep you safe. Thoughts, when deeply engaged, create feelings, and feelings evoke emotion by acting as an interpretation of a situation. The way we think about something directly influences the emotional response to our experience. Your emotions are like waves. They rise, they crash, but they always pass. So stop making permanent decisions based on temporary feelings and stop engaging in all the thoughts that make you feel like you are so lonely and depressed and no one cares about you. Because that's not the reality. That's just your way of interpretation. Even if that was the reality, who gives as long as you care for yourself, as long as you accept yourself, as long as you love yourself and you love your own company, who gives a This is such a turning point to make your mind feel like you are embracing loneliness and turning the concept of loneliness into being alone. Because being alone is a state of being in joy. Let me explain the difference between loneliness and being alone. Picture two people. In a cafe, there is one person you see who is so comfortable just being by themselves, ordering their favorite coffee, reading a book, and feeling so much at ease and at peace. Another at a party in a nightclub, surrounded by so many hundreds of people, but feeling so disconnected and invisible. The first person is experiencing immense solitude, a powerful state of self awareness and peace, while the second person is on a painful emotional disconnection. But the best part is, you can change this. You can go from being lonely to being alone. It's just a mindset shift away. This is not something you have to fear because you're feeling lonely. All of us go through this. This is the most natural human state a human goes through. Every powerful woman you know at some point has to go through what you're going through right now. She has been in this phase of loneliness just to come back more stronger, more self aware, and more self assured than ever. She built herself up and learned and realized who she really was, what her potential and capacity is. It's where you learn to hear your own voice and stop seeking approval and start validating yourself. If you don't learn how to be comfortable being alone, being by yourself, you will always run to look for a company that isn't for you. Any lesson that you don't learn at once, the universe will present you the same situation again and again and again until you do. You have to feel compassion for yourself, but you can't accept other people to feel compassionate for your being. No one will come help you, save you, or magically place you out of the situation you are in right now. Of course, they can offer a certain level of emotional support and show you pity, but how far? Your body and your soul and your mind needs you. It needs you. It needs your nourishment. It needs your awareness. It needs your compassion. When you are too connected to the world and too disconnected from your own self, you feel empty. Comparing yourself constantly, waiting for someone else to reply back to your text, scrolling to social media, hoping that it'll make you feel less lonely. When was the last time you actually took out the time to sit with yourself? Most of us are terrified by being alone because we are afraid to face ourselves. The fact to just sit with ourselves for a few minutes is so terrifying because you don't know how to do it. We are so consumed by the world around us, we don't know who we are without other people in our lives. But this phase of loneliness is what builds the most strongest personalities. The most brilliant minds thrived in solitude. When they were by themselves during intense periods of isolation, is when self realization and self reflection played a huge role. This is when they reflected on their life's deepest truths, and this is the phase you are in. The time for you to reflect on yourself and reconnect, to stop being consumed by everyone else's energy and focus on yourself. Loneliness is the feeling of lack. It stems from attachment, fear, and disconnection. It happens when your external reality no longer aligns with your internal world. Your friendships, relationships, the careers, and the environments that one made so much sense suddenly feel so empty because you have outgrown them. Loneliness is a call to action. It's your spiritual compass, your body and mind trying to tell you that. Maybe you're in a shallow relationship that doesn't fulfill you. Maybe you've been neglecting your own personal growth. Maybe you've been called for a career more meaningful and impactful for your soul. To override all of these feelings, you have to start practicing self awareness and start reflecting, journaling, meditating, use prompts, and do anything and everything that makes you feel like the better person. I need you to trust me because I know what you're feeling. I've been through all of this. Those never ending intrusive thoughts, heaviness and tightness in your chest, lingering emptiness even when surrounded by people. The thought that maybe this is just how life is going to be and I'll have to cope up with this. Trust me, it's not. Trust me, it's not, and it's going to change. But only if you give yourself the permission to. It might feel like right now nothing is happening, that you are feeling stuck. But I promise you, something is shifting and changing inside of you. This force is forcing you to meet yourself, to see yourself fully, to see yourself in the rawest possible truth, without the world's noise, without the distraction, without seeking for external validation, comfort, acceptance, or love. Yes, that can be uncomfortable, but has anyone ever accomplished anything great in their life living in their comfort zone? This phase is only and only shaping you to push yourself for the best version you are born to be. The version of you that won't settle, that won't seek love from empty spaces, who doesn't drown in the chaos of the world to feel something inside of themselves. Because now they are fully content with the version of themselves. And nothing can scatter that space. I call this space a divine blessing for you, especially for you, because if you were still the normal version of you, that is still seeking external comfort, validation, and trying to satisfy your ego by irrelevant things, putting an act and settle for less and bending over backwards just to feel accepted by irrelevant people, that is why this phase is a blessing. The divine alignment and the universe is pushing you to achieve your greatness. I won't tell you it all gets better overnight, because it takes work, it takes effort, it takes practice. But one day, for sure, you are going to be so proud of yourself because you would have come out of this phase more resilient, more brave, more strong, and fully functional, and realize that this phase that you once feared and never thought you'd make it out of was the exact phase that led you to become who you are today and who you are fully embracing and embodying. I promise you, there is so much light at the end of the space. There is so much life you are yet to experience. There are so many impactful connections, opportunities, experiences waiting for you. You are going to be so proud. I promise. I promise. I love you all and I'll watch you in the next video.